Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex and you're watching More Fragrance Please. If you're new here, I'm a fragrance-related content creator who talks about fragrances, collaborations with fragrance houses, transparent about what I'm getting to smell, and sharing with everyone in the world. So if that's something you want to do, hit subscribe, bell notifications to be notified when I do upload. And today we're talking about a fragrance house that does both originals and clones. So before we jump into it, stay tuned. All right, guys, so today we're talking about a fragrance house that goes by the name of Lune Fragrances. And I reached out to this brand and I said, hey, I would love to review some of your fragrances on camera for a transparent review. And they were kind enough to send me 2 of the full-size bottles and a 10 milliliter decant, which I'll go over both of them today, what they are, and one actually is an original. So let's get started with the 2 clones and then we'll jump to the original and we'll talk about that. This guy right here came in the mail. This is Lune's Metal and Matte Black with White Lune 10 milliliter atomizer travel size. Love that. Love that. Been seeing a lot of atomizers with gold and silver, but the blacked out look, like I said in my last video, I wear black all day long. Now this, my friends, is actually named Elisium. This is not the Elisium that you and I might be thinking about. This is the Elisium, their take on Parfum de Marly Layton. Now, I've worn Layton a couple videos ago. I talked about the whole house, how much I like them, but I wasn't really quite sure. I wasn't really quite sure about the scent DNA. I haven't really given them enough time. I wore that little decant of Layton out. Barrett Fragrances has one called Lapis Equus. That's a Layton clone as well. I've tried Sensual Obsessions clone, and now I'm able to try Lune. So what are you going to get with Elisium? Well, with Elisium, you get Parfum de Marly Layton, bar none. But to me, it's almost dialed up one click on the freshness. Like, it pops. This is the brightest popping clone of Layton I've smelled yet. It pops way up and out. When I rocked this a couple times, I wore it out of the shower first thing in the morning, and I wore it. This thing was over 12 hours. Whoever's perfuming this is doing a really good job. The blend is really good, and it's really not medicinal. It's not as medicinal as Parfum de Marly. So it's the exact same DNA. That warm, sexy, that beautiful vanilla kind of apple situation that everyone and their mom's talking about right now. And I think it's a really, really good pickup, and that is Elisium from Lune. Let's get to the next clone, and then we'll jump into the original. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and show you what the 30 milliliter size bottles look like. Very cool. Square glass, Lune plaque. You've got the faux wood plastic lid, and it's got Lune right there etched in it. It comes right off. Atomizer. For being a 30 milliliter fragrance, I believe these go for $24.99. There's a lot of sales with a $19.99, and for 30 milliliters for 20 bucks, I mean, you can find other options, but are they going to be as close as this one? I don't know. This one right here is called Fab Absolute. And wow. And this one is Tom Ford effing fabulous. And that is exactly what I'm getting here. Maybe just a little bit dialed down, a little bit less powdery, like a tad bit less powdery, but everything else is still there. It still has that bitter almond thing. It has that kind of that thing. If you've smelled effing fabulous, it's a very distinct fragrance that people either love it or they hate it. I love it. My wife got me the real one a couple years ago, and it was a 30 mil, and it's an obscene amount of price. I think it was like $300 for the 30 mil, and for 20 to 25 bucks, you can get about 99.9% the exact same DNA from Lune, and it's going to have that longevity. Just like the Parfum de Marly clone, Fab Absolute had longevity. It had the all-day thing, had the staying power. It warmed up with my body. As I warmed up, it projected just like I hope fragrances would do. There are some fragrances that as I heat up, they kind of burn off, and that's just it is what it is. X-rates do that sometimes for me. Of course, eau de toilettes pop for a couple hours, they disappear. But these guys right here are pretty damn solid. Fab Absolute is a great Tom Ford effing fabulous clone. I can definitely recommend this one. Let's talk about the original. All right, guys, so we're going to talk about the original. It's also sent to me in a 38 milliliter bottle. And this original took me for a loop. It took me for a ride. In fact, I texted a buddy of mine who also has tried this and said, you know, I said, what'd you get from it? I got this and this and this. He got something different, and everyone's skin is going to be different and really subjective. You know, that's what fragrances are. They're subjective. If you like them, someone else might not like them. Okay, so with this one, we're going to talk about Moonstruck. Now, with Moonstruck, it's got a lot of fruity notes. It's got some Bulgarian rose in it, and it's got, I feel like, maybe a smidge of oud. There's some woods at the base, but it's one that is, I'm not sure. As an original fragrance, it's beautiful, but it's not. I don't know if it's something that I would wear again. It might be something I just put in the collection or reach for at a different time and really try it when it's maybe warm outside. But what I get from this, and that's the thing, my mind changes with it all the time. In the air, it smells like rose, and rose is one of the things that I'm really trying hard to love. I'm trying hard to like rose. Rose is something I've never really dove into. My wife hates that smell. It reminds me of old grandma's soap. But rose done well, such as, you know, like a Zaharoff Rosé and then Helfidi Black Rose. Those are kind of rose fragrances that are super rosy, where this is, in the air, rose, but on skin, it's rose a little bit and a ton of fruit. Like just very fruity. I could see this being on my wife a little bit more than me wearing it. And it's sweeter. It's sweeter off skin. It changes. So don't let what you get in the air, don't let it fool you. It is beast. It is beast mode. This lasted on me for a long time, and such the Fab Absolute, it heated up and just went crazy. This one, out of all three of the ones I got from them, went crazy. I did not go anosmic to it. In fact, it was almost annoying at one point because I had sprayed so many. Because you don't know, sometimes some fragrance houses are a little bit weaker. Lune is not weak. Be careful on the sprays. I went like 6 or 7, and that was almost too much for me. So be very wary about how much you spray. All right, guys, so that's my review of 3 of their fragrances they sent me. Again, Lune, thank you so much for the opportunity to work with you. That was great. I love the fact that you sent me an original. That's what I was hoping for. And 2 great clones that are great prices and great price points for what you get. The Leighton clone is insane, and the Fab Absolute is a great option for Evan Fabulous. Highly recommend both of those to you. So, Lune, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys heard about Lune before, put them down in the comments. Have you checked them out? I'll put their description to their, have you heard about them? I will put their website in the description below, and you can check out the fragrance house on your own. They have a lot of clones. They've got a lot of originals now, but they've also got a lot of clones. And also, I've talked to the owner of the brand, and he has said that more are coming on both originals and clones. So something to look at in the future. Be aware of that. And look at that sheen. That sheen. Good stuff, you guys. Have a great day. Remember, look good, smell good, be good, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.